Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Relocate with Nat. I hope you're doing well today. If you haven't done so yet, make sure, if you love this video, make sure you like it, you subscribe to the channel, and most of all, share. So today, look at that sunshine that just came out.
I know, I love it.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I am with the wonderful Mary Ellen French, who is staying in our community currently, and I wanted to share her story because you are retired.
I am.
And you came down to relocate for a month to see what that would be like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what were you doing before that you've now retired from?
Right. So I retired as an elementary school principal in Ontario 5 years ago, actually. 5 years ago, end of January.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know, yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you, yes. Yeah, so that's what I did full-time for 31 years. And
now but you are not like, you're retired, but you're not retired.
But not really retired, no. So sometimes I go back into schools and I fill in for administrators who need to be off for whatever reason. And I just finished 5 months in an intermediate school, which is my favorite age group.
Mm-hmm.
And I also picked up a part-time job at a diner because
Really?
I had never been a waitress, and that may sound absolutely bizarre to people who have done it and hated it. I love it.
You wanted to do something.
I did. I wanted to do something, and coming out of the pandemic, I felt I needed something to do that was with people.
Mm-hmm.
And my local diner was looking for waitresses, and I'm like, I have no experience. Are you willing to train me? And they said yes. And
it's like a bucket list item.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of is. No, it kind of is. And so I just do weekends, and I'm the extra person, and I love it. There's regulars, and anyway, so it's a lot of fun. And I also do a podcast.
I was going to say this is one of your passion projects.
Yeah, absolutely passion
Showcase
project. So it's the Retirement Years podcast. And the reason I started it is because when I first retired, I had done no planning. I mean, any of the workshops that you get to go to as an educator are all about the finances and your pension and all that jazz. And honestly, like, we're so blessed. We have a really good pension in Ontario as educators. But there's all this other stuff that nobody talks about. Yeah. And I have to admit, I floundered a little bit. I was a little bit lost, wasn't sure what to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can see that, yeah.
Right, like your identity is when you're working, your identity is kind of a lot of who you are when you're working, right? Like, who were you? Who was I? I was a principal.
Yeah.
Well, who am I now that I'm no longer in that role? So anyway, I had this idea that other people needed to know what to expect.
So were you able to, and I'm being cheeky here, but were you able to podcast while you were in the DR?
Yes. And that was part of my goal in coming here, is I wanted to know, like, eventually I would like to relocate here for many months.
Many months at a time.
Yeah.
And I think it's important, you know, I've said this in other videos, relocation for me does not mean a full-time, like you have to drop everything in your life and come and move to another country.
No.
I truly believe relocation can be a month, 2 months, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 months, because it essentially means that you are living somewhere else and you are not on vacation.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I wanted. That's why I chose a month and not a week. I could have come for a week. Yeah. This wasn't meant to be a vacation. I wanted to know what it was like to live here and enjoy the amazing surroundings and the benefits, you know, the pool, the beach, the food, everything, while still also working. And it's been fantastic. Like, I'm so excited to come back next year for like at least 2 months.
So what surprised you the most about working here? Like that?
I was pleasantly surprised at how easy it is to get Wi-Fi. Because I wasn't sure, you know, what that would be like. And my co-host and I record on Zoom, and we interview guests from all over the place. Yeah. So I needed to know that I had reliable internet, which I did. I think that was probably the thing.
The biggest one.
That was the biggest one.
And I think that's one of the biggest questions I get from folks who reach out to me is the internet reliable? Yeah. I want to say for the most part, if you're in a hub in a city in a town, we've been here almost 3 years and we've never had an issue.
No.
Never had an issue with the internet. So I think the only challenge comes with somebody who has a job where they need to upload big files or download big files. That might be. But I mean, the overall, I've had Zooms. My husband's been online. My daughter's been online, and we've never had any issues at all.
No.
So tell me, so you've been here almost a month because
Yeah.
you are going to be leaving soon.
Yeah.
What were the things that you've appreciated the most about living here, about, doing that?
Community, first of all.
Community, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like I had no expectation
Okay.
of finding community while I was down here, and it's been amazing. So amazing. Like there's so many creators around me, and people are so generous with introducing you to other people. And I was saying this to our friend Louise the other day. It's not like in Canada or even the United States where if you recommend something or someone, people get a little suspicious, like what's in it for you? Oh my gosh, that is not the vibe down here at all. Like everything works on referrals. I got my hair cut down here. Like how trusting is that? It was like
Yeah, it
down
was
here.
long.
It was long,
Yeah.
a year and a half. And I've amazing dentists, amazing doctors,
Yes.
but it's all word of mouth, and
Yeah.
people are happy to share and help one another. And I think has been my favorite thing. Yes, the sun, the sea, the sand, the pool, like all of that is wonderful. But I'm a people person, and so this has been fabulous.
Well, I got to meet you.
I know, right?
And it's great to also meet, like for me as a creator in my speaking program, meeting people like you, I think it's serendipity that we've met because we had a great conversation about how I can improve my program, how can I get it out to more people, how can I reach out to school boards and that. And I'm going to drop Marilyn's info into the description so that if you are retired and you're looking to transition or maybe have a chat with her, you'll be able to do that. And the same thing for me, if you're a teacher watching this and you need support in public speaking, I will be the person to help you there. So what have been like the biggest, I always call them the really moments. Really? Is this going on right now? Like what have been your moments of like, you think, wow, that just happened?
The driving. Oh my God. So when Louise picked me up from the airport,
Did she warn you?
She did. No,
Okay.
She did. So it's a 2-lane highway, just so everybody's clear. And, but it's not a highway like we have in North America where
It's like a
everything is
secondary road.
It's like a secondary road, and everything is very close to the road. And so you have traffic doing this, but you also have, if I'm heading in this direction, easily I can have 2 motorcycles passing me, and there can be 2 motorcycles passing. So it's like 6 lanes wide on 2 lanes. It's very interesting. But now that being said, that was my first experience. The longer I've been here, what I'm noticing is the drivers are very gracious. Everyone, like the little honks are just to let you know that I'm there.
Yeah.
Nobody's really honking at anybody. It's not like nobody's angry. People will let each other in, and it's a nice pace. Like Louise took us up to 80 kilometers an hour on the road the other day because there was some space, and it felt like really fast. So I don't think we've gone much more than 50 anywhere we've gone, and that's fine. That's what everybody else is doing, and it's all good.
And I think that's the comment I've made to a couple people is, I won't be using my educator voice in the car. It happens. B, everybody's sort of going in the same flow.
Yes.
And because everybody's doing that, nobody's upset.
No.
And whereas I think in North America, people get upset very quickly if you have not gone on the green light or you stop too long at the stop sign or things like that. What else sort of surprised you?
Oh, the number of private schools.
Okay.
So having come from a public education system, I was really curious, hoping that I could get to visit some schools while I was here.
Yeah.
And I did have a chance to visit 2 of the local private schools, and there are many, which, that, again, it's just not something I'm used to.
Yeah.
And I got to walk by a public school, and the kids were out on recess, so I had sort of an opportunity to interact a little bit there, but everything is behind big walls, right? So it's not like I could, go to the main office and
Have conversation.
have a conversation with anybody. So that has the education system. I'm still learning more about that. I'm really intrigued by it. I had the opportunity yesterday to go to Isla with you, and I got to see your daughter perform, but I also got to hear, and you could tell the difference in the presentations of the kids that you've worked with versus the kids that you haven't worked with yet.
Yes.
So
I'm very
fascinating
proud
to
of
me.
them.
Oh my gosh.
They
you
made
should
me
be.
smile. Yeah, they made me smile.
Yeah, like I was really impressed with how they carried themselves, how they were able to use good body language, great eye contact. They were clear in their enunciation. Like they had all those tiny discrete skills that we just don't always think to teach.
I'm working hard, man.
I know, and I think it's so great because it doesn't matter what the curriculum is in Ontario versus Quebec versus BC versus any of the states. Knowing how to have a conversation with someone, knowing how to speak to large groups, how to speak to small groups,
how to make a video,
all of those skills are so important. I think they're
Especially
more important now in 2024 than they were 5-10 years ago.
Absolutely.
And so I just think you're doing such a valuable.
I'm going to tell them that when I go back next week. I will
share that with them. Yeah, I thought it was fabulous.
So you have already said you want to come back for a couple months potentially.
Yeah.
So what, if somebody were thinking of coming down here for a month, maybe 2, any tips that you think, oh, I wish I would have thought about this, or I wish I would have known this? Like, what are some of the things you would have liked to have known before, or now that you've been?
Yeah. So I will say, I had a leg up, right? Because my friend Louise lives here. She's lived here for 2 years. So she gave me the lowdown on all the stuff that I think I needed to know. But if you don't have somebody who already lives here, you absolutely need to call someone like Natalie. Like, you really need to call Natalie because you don't know what you don't know.
Plug.
No, but
it's true.
You don't know what you don't know, and so yes, Louise warned me about the traffic, which I wouldn't have thought to ask about. She told me not to bring certain things because they would already be here, so I didn't need to fill up my suitcase with them. And I brought her a few things that she can't get here.
Yeah.
So it's sort of things like that like you don't need the great big fluffy beach towels, for example, right? There's so many. I guess that's another thing that surprised me is how much you can easily buy here. The grocery stores are great.
Yeah.
The general, like what we would have as a dollar store in Canada, they have them here, and I dare say the quality of stuff here is a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie. And certainly a bigger variety, right? So you can find just about anything you need.
Oh yeah, you can get, and that's why when we left only with suitcases.
Yes.
Because I figured if we need it,
you'll buy it.
We'll buy it.
Yes.
And that's pretty much how we've worked. We've sent one barrel down, and it was more of curiosity and see how that would work.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're toying with sending another barrel down with some items that we know that are more readily available, like maple syrup.
Right.
If anybody wants to send us a gift, that's a thing that you need
that
to
would
send
be
us.
the thing.
Or if you're coming down, please bring me a can or 2, even if we don't know each other yet. Right?
I work for maple syrup is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. I work for maple syrup. Oh my God, it's so funny. But yeah, there are things that you don't need. Absolutely.
No.
Okay.
No.
I guess your tip is that you need to find somebody like me to help you.
You do. You honestly do, because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Great. Thanks for doing this.
You're welcome.
I'm really grateful.
Yeah.
If you are looking to relocate, whether it be a short-term or long-term experience, let's have a chat. You can book a consultation call where I'll answer all of your questions. It does have a small fee, but well worth it, so that you get all your questions answered. You have peace of mind for your transition. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Whatever you choose to do, have an incredible day, and we'll see you soon in the next episode. Bye. Thanks, Marianne.